Hey y'all, it's Whiskey, and the question I have for you today is, do you pay attention to where your growth is and how you've changed? Okay, and I have an actual story for this in real life, in real time. So 18 years ago, 19 years ago, I was in a really, really bad assault where my two front teeth were busted out. They are these two right here. So now I have full crowns. And I remember after that happened, while I was waiting for the teeth to get fixed and all the dental work I had to go through, that I wouldn't smile. And I really just learned how to smile 2 years ago, but I wouldn't smile at all. And when I spoke like this, or when anything like that, or smiled, I'd have my hand over my mouth, right? And I'd be blocking myself from the planet because I was so embarrassed and it was so self-conscious, and I had such a low self-esteem back then. And I know a lot of other people go through this, either trauma related or dental issue related or any kind of accident, whatever, right? So I remember that 19 years ago, and I actually lost during the vid, I lost 3 fillings because of 3 surgeries that I had. And I'd been putting off getting those surgeries done, or getting those teeth taken care of because of all the crazy that happened last year, and I didn't have insurance and all that stuff. So what ended up happening is one of those teeth finally broke. So I ended up with a busted tooth in the front of my mouth, which I have been packing with wax so that nobody can tell it was broken. And part of taking care of myself, my 2 rules for myself for Hoka Hey are, number 1, I have to take care of myself, and number 2, the bike is an extension of myself, right? Those are the only 2 rules I'm living by for Hoka Hey. After that, I will deal with everything else. So part of that is I can't go to Alaska with a busted tooth in my mouth, right? So I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of this tooth in my mouth and do videos on Facebook and, all this stuff, and everybody's going to judge me because I'm going to be missing another second tooth in the front of my mouth. I don't know if anybody noticed the first one. And how am I going to do this? And I finally got real with myself and is like, okay, my motto here is, number 1, it's bugs in the lip gloss, right? The more I try to cover things up, the worse it gets. That's what that means. And I'm not the same person I used to be. And I understand that if I recover loudly, other people aren't dying quietly. If I show things and I be the leader and I be the example of how things are supposed to go for me, then that quietly gives other people permission to do things the way they're supposed to go for them. They don't have to do what I'm doing, right? But I'm being the example to show that I'm doing what's right for me, and hopefully other people will do what's right for themselves. That's the whole point of everything that I do, right? And that's just the rule. I have to take care of myself. And that is what I'm showing everybody else. This, minus teeth in the front of my mouth, this is what healing looks like, right? I don't know who told people healing is pretty. Healing is ugly, dude. Ugly. Because you got to rip open those scars. You got to take care of those teeth. You got to deal with whatever it is of those wounds to deal with it. And I'm sorry, it's closing a trauma loop for me today too. So I'm a little bit emotional. But that being said, this is what healing looks like, right? And until I manifest the money after Hoka Hey, because that's what I'm financing first. Either I finance the money for this at Hoka Hey, or poponveneers.com decides to be a sponsor. This is going to be me and my smile until I can get other dental work done. And I'm not going to hide that. I'm not going to be ashamed of that. I'm still going to wear my red lipstick, and I'm still going to be the badass bitch that I am, because this is what healing looks like, right? I hope that you step out and you grow that backbone and you step out and do whatever healing looks like for you. I love y'all. Keep on rocking.